Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Mindful LCA. Today, we're taking it back to basics, the simple, everyday practices that keep our body, mind, and nervous system grounded and well. In a world that's constantly telling us to do more, achieve more, and move faster, we often forget that true wellness doesn't have to be complicated. It's built on the small, consistent things, things like getting good sleep, staying hydrated, nourishing our bodies, moving with intention, connecting with others, and allowing ourselves time to rest and reset. We'll explore how these foundational habits affect every part of our health, from our mood and energy to our ability to handle stress, and why returning to the basics can be one of the most powerful forms of healing. So grab your water, take a deep breath, and let's get back to the essentials of wellness together. But
I got
first,
water and I got
how
my coffee.
before anything else, how are we doing today, Norma?
Yesterday I like stretched a little bit
Hmm.
and I think maybe I don't know if I like overdid it, but like just my legs feel so tired as if I like ran a lot. So my body itself it's tired. I do feel rested because I went to bed at like 10 last night, which was like a major whoop whoop because I had been doing really bad with that. I've been going to bed like between 1 and 3 for no fucking reason.
Mm.
Um, so in that sense, I feel very, very well rested. But my body's tired because like we stretched a lot last night, girl. My legs feel tired. But other than that, I'm chilling. How are you?
I am doing very good. Not good, very good. Now I
That
feel
doesn't count.
I know, I know. Um I'm 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 just I don't know, I'm just chilling. I'm relaxed. I will get into the reason and all the different things that we decided this topic today. But I feel a lot better. I went through some hard times and lack of rest and lack of taking care of myself. So that's why we're doing this episode. But today, I mean, I'm a little bit still sleepy and tired from the trip that I just had, but emotionally,
Mhm.
I'm chilling. I feel good. I'm relaxed.
Don't don't mind the extra guest. She.
Let's make an appearance.
Oh my god, girl, lay down.
Yeah. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, which I remember going back to my experience with therapy, the first thing that we talked about, which was like something wasn't even like I hadn't even realized that was sleep, right? And the importance of sleep and how we got there. We're having group therapy, and that's the first two classes that we had were on sleep. And then they were like, you'll be surprised how much of your problems can go away just based on getting good sleep, right? Because obviously I can tell you from firsthand experience over the last 2 months I wasn't sleeping very well, um, because I had shit going on in my mind, and that the lack of sleep cost made everything worse. Everything gets heightened by a lot, you know. So when you don't sleep, your cortisol goes up naturally, you know, and cortisol is like the stress hormone, so you get stressed out. So I did notice that I was feeling a lot more irritable, like just groggy the whole time, just not feeling like doing shit. I was also feeling more down. So yeah, it was I can tell, and I'm usually now better at it because of that class. That's like, oh, I feel off. Like first things like, have you been sleeping? You know, and kind of
Mhm.
go towards that. You know,
Yeah.
um, I mean, it also just the main thing that I want as an umbrella for this episode that I thought about is the consciousness. Like, I'm not gonna tell you why sleep. I mean, we are gonna tell you, but experience yourself why sleep needs to be a priority. Like through the next topics that we're going to talk, like in the introduction said, I would like for the listeners and for me myself and for you to continue to have the awareness of what does our body feel like when we don't
Mhm.
sleep,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
like pay attention to that, and then pay attention how your body feels when you do get a good night's sleep. And then I don't need to convince you. I don't need to tell you shit. I don't need to be scientific about it. I don't need to do shit. Just tune into your body and see how you feel, and pay attention to that. Because that's what we need to, at the end of the day. Like I said, the overall umbrella thing of all this is just become conscious of how these little things affect you in a positive or a negative way. And then once you become aware of how lack of sleep fucks you up, you'll naturally want to prioritize it. You'll naturally want to, make an effort, make a conscious to get more sleep, right?
I don't know if naturally, because
Which is
I mean,
more awareness.
because I'm like, this bitch knows that she needs sleep.
Hmm.
And I still don't do it. Like when we were talking about doing this episode, I'm like, okay, you're gonna talk about all of the good things that you're doing, and then I'm gonna contrast it with all the things that I'm not doing, which
Yeah.
is what exactly what is happening. Like like I just told you at the beginning, like I've been going to bed at 1 to 3. Ask me why? Like just because I am on fucking social media doing absolutely nothing and just doing this. And I don't it's probably just like the dopamine hit, but like I'm gonna be I'll be like, this will be the last video, Norma, and after this we go to bed. And the video ends and I'm like, okay, one more. And next thing I know, it's been 2 hours that I've been just sitting there. Um,
Yeah.
but I definitely feel it because the following morning, then I don't even want to get out of bed. Like I'm just
Mm.
like, ugh. My existence feels so heavy where I'm like, I don't want a life right now. Like I just don't want to. Whereas like today, for example, like I went to bed early and I actually took your advice and I'm like, let me try this meditation thing for like 5 seconds. I mean 5 minutes. And I did. And like I slept very fucking well. Like I did not wake up until today at I believe is like 7:30 or 8. And I mean right now, oh,
You got. I can still hear you.
oh okay. Um I I went to I woke up and I feel really well. Like I feel good. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely very important. I mean, I went, and yeah, like not. What I'm trying to say is I listened to a podcast for 9 hours on sleep, like three sets a while ago, like a year or two ago. So I know I have the information, and I still didn't do it, like you were saying.
Mhm.
But not until like I get that I understood what the fuck was happening and how it works, and be like, okay, I need to make it a priority because this is how it's making me feel. So
Yeah.
just some tips on what should be like your schedule or the things that you do that can help you sleep better. um, Try not to eat 3 hours before. If your body's digesting food while you're sleeping, is not actually fully resting, it's still digesting. So yes, you're sleeping, but you're not getting as deep and as good of a rest if you eat 3 hours before. um, Red light, limiting blue light. So I went into this thing, and there's like you can buy blue red
Red.
lights for your home, so that at a certain point everything is like red and stuff like that. You can get like a phone app that turns your screen like red, so you do that. And then I found like, well, that's kind of hard. I just get red glasses, so that's what you see me in some episodes.
Why are
I'm
they
wearing
so
my
expensive? Is my question.
well, there's different ones, and I went for like my thought process when I bought them was like the quality of it, right? Because there's some for like $20, but then I was like, well, why the fuck would it be so cheap? I want something that's better, and like I just kind of like went for the more expensive ones. So you guys can try it out, um, and maybe you can track it with like your smartwatches or shit like that to see the sleep that you're getting. But yes, it's cheaper or easier then replacing all the lights, getting the app for your phone and all that. Just throw in those blue light blocking glasses. And I can tell you from when I wear them, it makes a world of a difference. I think more than anything else, because like I wear them and like 2 3 hours before I go to bed, and by the time I go to bed, my eyes are already heavy as fuck. Like they already feel like they're just ready to go to sleep, you know. So it helps you build more melatonin and just kind of naturally get more decompress and slow down, because you know electricity and artificial lighting has only been here for like what, 100 and something years. So then our bodies are still used to like, hey, the sun went down, there's no more light, get ready to go to bed, and that's how it works, you know. So that's very
Mm-hmm.
important. um and just trying to also, I mean, by putting those glasses on, by not eating, by doing those things, you're already reducing the cortisol levels as well. You want the cortisol levels to go down, you know. So those are the main things. Try to sleep in a cool room, so you sleep better once you're a little bit cold, because you're like under the
Yes.
blankets. If it's hot, or if it's like even like when it's not cold, you have a harder time sleeping, because when you go to sleep, your body drops temperature. That's why we need a blanket. So your body drops like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 degrees in body temperature. That's why we get cold and we put on a blanket. But if our body temperature decreases and you're still fucking hot, then you're still not gonna be able to go to sleep, you know. So a lot of people are afraid to be like, oh, it's gonna be too cold, but no. And just so you know, some studies say that 68 degrees is the ideal temperature for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So yeah,
68.
68, yeah.
That makes sense.
Um, yeah, and then
Yeah.
yeah, then invest in your blankets, on your mattresses if you can do that stuff, and also going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day and building a routine can help you the most. But this is by far the most important thing you can do to take care of yourself is your sleep. Everything runs through there, your emotional regulation, your body, and like, and is gonna tie it up in later on the later topics when it comes to rest, right? Like rest and sleep is the most important thing. Your body resets, heals. Everything that's fucking wrong with you goes through that. Even in the episode that I listened to about it, we're talking about your dreams are actually trying to, well, at least the best understanding that they have so now according to that podcast is like you're processing and regulating your emotions to your dreams. So things that you haven't processed, things that you haven't given your time to, you dream about those things to be able to process them even more. So like you can, a few people say, oh, like I like slept on it, and then you have the conclusion the next day. So that's like real. When you're sleeping, the dreams help you process whatever emotional regulation you have. So like if you're gonna do one thing and say all this shit is too much, I just want to start with one thing. Like that's why it's number one at the top of my list when I created this list. It's like take care of your sleep. You know, do that.
Yes. One.
Another thing. Go ahead.
Are we still talking about rest?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it more in like my meditation and rest. We're gonna go into it a little bit more in the later topics. But yeah, like you know, just rest overall with it. Um.
Okay. Well, the reason I was um asking is because do before we move on,
Mhm.
I just as you were talking about it, there is a difference between um rest
Mhm.
and sleep. So that is one thing that is important. Sorry, I'm trying to find um, the types of rest
Okay.
because
What you,
did you go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say before, while you're looking for that, I had another little thought process while you find that information. I
Uh-huh.
want to share, and it goes a little bit more into meditation and figuring that up and working on acceptance. How, and I told you this before, when it comes to like our mind going and like people are like, well, my mind can't fucking slow down or can do that, or I'm not falling asleep. A little bit of the insomnia thing, right? What works for me amazingly is having the awareness that I can go to sleep and accepting it. I can't go to sleep. That's cool. Can't go to sleep. Once we start worrying about the fact that we can go to sleep, we're fucked, because now we triggered the nervous system to have awareness and to be active. And now we're fucked. And now you're not going to be able to go to sleep. So, one amazing thing and a little thing is like, I can't sleep. Okay, cool. Lay there and rest. That's fine. Lay there with your eyes closed and rest. And as soon as you accept that you can go to sleep, I guarantee you, you will fucking fall asleep, because what happening again is you're activating your nervous system, your awareness, your thing, because now you're like, what the fuck is going on? Or you're fucking um thinking about like getting anxiety of like, oh, I'm not gonna rest, and tomorrow I have an important work thing, I have to do this, I have to do that, and now you're just
Mhm.
fucking screwing yourself more and more, the thing that you think of the outcome of it. So the
Mhm.
anxiety kicks in, and then you're not gonna be able to go to sleep. So accepting that I can't sleep and it's no big deal, it's fine, you know. 'Cause a lot of
Yeah.
the times we do more damage to ourselves, or like that second arrow conversation we had it with the episode with Pablo of like, yeah, you can't sleep, cool, that's it. Don't add any more meaning, don't add any more anxiety to it by doing that. But go ahead.
Yep. Okay. So there is a difference between go away between sleep and resting. So there are
Hmm.
7 types of rest that are important for us to engage in. One is physical rest, obviously, like just like we talked about. The sleeping 8 hours. Um, another type of like physical rest, like resting your body, would be stretching, right? Like sometimes our bodies, like throughout the day, they get tense. So stretching that out, it's also very important.
Hmm.
Second types of rest is emotional rest. So talking to a friend who understands you, going to therapy. So surrounding yourself with people on a more of a one-on-one basis that like fill your cup.
Hmm.
Because many times we're like interacting with a lot of people, but a lot of people take energy away rather than give us energy. So getting getting that. Um, right. Cognitive rest, right? Like when with our work day, we're thinking all the time, we're problem solving, we are parenting, we are doing this, we're doing that. So cognitive rest looks like listening to music that is relaxing for you, some meditation, quiet reflection, kind of giving yourself time to kind of shut your mind off.
Hmm.
That's the cognitive rest. Social rest, um, because since we are social beings, our environment definitely affects us. So if we are with somebody that is always very negative, that has more of the uncomfortable emotions, we can absorb all of that. So being able to take ourselves or take that off of our body. So spending time by ourselves, or again, people that help your nervous system calm down.
Hmm.
It sensory rest, as you said, lights are something that are not natural. Social media is something that's not natural. Technology, all of the things that we are surrounded by all the time, they're not natural to us. So we need this sensory rest. So turning off our devices, our screens, finding a moment of quiet. I call it starfishing, where sometimes I just like, I'm not necessarily meditating, but I just like lay there in silence and do nothing.
Yeah.
Creative rest. Creativity comes from boredom. So, doing things such as spending time in nature, journaling, reading a book that you have been wanting to read, um, doing those things that are more of a leisure thing but don't require a lot of energy from you. And the last one is that spiritual rest. Notice I'm saying spiritual, not religious, very different. And choosing activities that give you, that help you find meaning, purpose in life. Um, Things that you are really passionate about, that like propel you to move forward with life. So those are 7 types of rest. This comes from Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith. She's the one that talks about it. She she talks a lot about like rest as a way to um like to resist, right? Like like prioritizing that because we come from a place where we don't, especially because of like capitalism and stuff like that. So yes, Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith, she's a um, medical doctor, she's an MD. So go look her up. I was not paid for this.
For this advertisement. Yeah. Um, yeah, to continue to talk about the point, because I want people to understand that we are all overworked. If you are living in the United States, I can't talk about the rest of the world, but most likely the whole world, we are all overworked. This is not normal. 8 hours a day is not normal. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to work that fucking long. That's why we're all struggling. We're all fucking stressed out. That's why the violence, that's why all that shit exists, because we're all fucking overworked. I
Mhm.
told one of my clients last time, capitalism is the reason why your dad wasn't with you and had to be absent, and your mom, and because they had to feed you and they had to do this and they're not getting paid enough. And so the reason you struggle with your wife is because you have financial stress and you're out of the house for 10 hours a fucking day. Then you're expected to come home and have the patience of a lifetime with your kids. So the
Yeah.
reason why your kids have trauma goes back to the fact that you're not fucking getting paid enough and you're overworked and you're working too much. It all goes connected, right? So rest is fucking revolutionary. Like, you
Yes.
have to fucking rest to be able to take care of yourself. I am getting more and more into like the Buddhism stuff, and like I love their ideas or their way of seeing life and understanding that. And that also led me to understand that, like, yeah, I have to like rest is one of the most important things that you can do, to sit there and just rest. Because we'll touch about it later on, but like the clarity that comes from slowing down,
Yeah.
the ability to process things, emotions, task, whatever it is, comes when you slow down. You can't be busy all the time and, expect for you to heal, expect for you to understand and process things, because you just one after another. And that's why people often cope with continuing to work, because you don't want to deal with all the shit that you got going on.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's very important. And like you said, all the different versions of it. For me, how I take it now is I understand that resting, I can be home all day
And not be resting.
and watching TV or being on my phone or whatever, and that's not resting. Like, I've become super aware of social media now, and I'm trying to consume more longer form content, like go back to like movies, TV shows, or longer YouTube videos, so that it's not a constant fucking hit of dopamine, like 24/7 of that. And it feels much more relaxing to sit there and watch. Like, I'm watching a lot of golf. Like, I'm not playing at all, but I just fucking love watching golf on YouTube. And I sit there and I watch, like, obviously not at once, but like 3 hour episodes, and it just feels more like I'm actually resting more than if I was to spend 2 hours on my phone just fucking scrolling. So like, pay attention. I mean, ideally, you want to do like even more than that and completely like do some kind of meditation and all that stuff to come to remove everything, and that's actually rest. Um, but just understand and remember that, like, we are all overworked and we're still told everywhere that we need to work harder. Like, what the fuck. Um, So yes, take your rest, take a deep breath, slow down. One thing that is said in the book that I read is, like, when an animal gets hurt, it sits there and it doesn't do shit. It finds the safest place the place that it can find, and it just sits there until it's healed for days. Doesn't do anything, doesn't fucking eat, doesn't fucking run, doesn't do shit. It's hurt, finds a safe
Mm.
place and just sit there until you're back from doing that. So just keep that in mind. How many times you take time to reflect and rest and slow down to be able to take care of yourself.
And I guess in trying to come from a decolonized perspective, liberation perspective, also acknowledging that the fact that you and I are able to rest comes from a very privileged place. because of
Yeah.
the same thing of capitalism, right? Like you're
Yeah.
saying your client, they work long hours because they don't have this luxury that we have of resting.
Yeah.
So um I just, yeah,
Yeah.
just thought I acknowledge
Hmm.
that as well.
Yeah, definitely. But like, yes, also like it doesn't take a lot. Another thing that is almost another umbrella thing that I thought about when I was putting this list together. All of these shit is like free. This doesn't require you to go broke for. You get me? Like none of these require you to, yeah, like doesn't require you for you to invest financial stuff in it to do it. Like if you, for example, the resting part of it, and we'll talk about meditation in a while. I think all of us can find 20 minutes to meditate a day, no matter how busy we are, right? And that 20 minutes a day for, I think it said 2 weeks, starts changing your brain. Like literally your brain rewires itself after 20 minutes and all those things, right? Yes, I understand the stress levels, like you said, and everything is true, but like in a general statement, I think none of this requires you to invest hella shit into it. Like it doesn't require you to throw money. You're not subscribing to anything. You're not buying anything. You're not fucking doing anything. So it should be a little bit easier to do. But I agree with what you said. Still, finding time to exercise and doing all those things are still hard to do for people that have to work two jobs and all those things. So yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. Um, the next thing that I have down is just hydration. It's such like a simple thing, right? Same thing. I'm not gonna tell you. Oh, I mean, your body's like a huge percentage fucking water, and there's water running everything, and like your brain literally fucking shrinks and fucking feels all wonky when you're fucking dehydrated. I mean, just think about it. What, like if you don't drink water for like a week, you die or some shit like that, or 2 weeks or something like that.
Let's look it up. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
it's I
know
think it's like I think it's like
statistics.
2 weeks. So just think how vital it is that if you don't fucking drink water. I think it's less than that. I don't know, but it's such a short time and how vital it is for that. Once again, it's not gonna be fucking rocket science, and I don't have to convince you. Drink water constantly and see how you feel. Don't drink
Yeah,
any water and see how you feel. That's it. I don't have to sell you in any fucking way. Just try it out. Try it out, and that's it.
3 to 7 days.
Oh, there you go. It was a week.
Says though severe dehydration can progress faster in some individuals.
So think about
So
that. What other
yeah,
shit other than your breath you'll be fucked with, like if you don't drink water. So and that way maybe even more important than sleep, because you will literally, if you don't sleep for 7 days, you're gonna be severely fucked and like tired and feeling like shit and like hallucinating, but you're not gonna fucking die. But if you don't drink water, that just tells you how important it is.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
important for your digestion, cognitive function, energy, everything.
yeah,
Everything runs through that. And again, yes, I know some people might not have access to water, but I think for a lot of people, it's just fucking water's there. So keep that in mind for that.
yeah. And again, I'm gonna be the opposite end
Yeah.
of this. Um, as many of you know, I run, and sometimes I don't rehydrate after my runs. And yeah, like it just clicked not even too long ago where I told my mom, and I'm like, "Oh, I get up, like if I'm sitting down and I get up, I'm like, I'm getting like dizzy when I do that." And then she was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then she's like, "Let me take your blood pressure." And I was like, "Okay." My shit was like low. Like low, low. She's like, "Why is your blood pressure so low?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know. Like I don't know." And then she asked me, she's like, "Have you been drinking water?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Maybe you should try that." And I was like, "Is that some like related?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like
Mhm.
you need to drink water. If you're not hydrated, your blood pressure goes low. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So anytime where like if I get up and I'm dizzy and I'm like, "Bitch, when was the last time you drank water?" I'm like, "Oh, oh, oh, okay. Let's drink some water."
Yeah.
Um And so that's one thing that I've noticed my body, like my blood pressure will like drop significantly, where like I feel pressure on my head almost like somebody's like not a headache, but it just feels that somebody's just like doing this all day. Um the dizziness is definitely there. Pooping is hard as fuck. Um yeah. Sometimes I even like get to the point where like I start having symptoms almost like a UTI, where
Mhm.
like I pee and it like feels like I didn't finish peeing, and I'm like, oh no, that means we haven't drank water. So then I'll start drinking water, and like usually those things go away. So yeah, I can attest to that. I can absolutely
Drink
attest
your
to that.
water.
Drink your water.
Yes. Yeah, so drink your water, and like I said, just they don't have to sell you on it. Pay attention to it and see how you feel before and after, and that's it. The next thing is nutrition, and like I wrote fasting, but just how what you eat and how that affects you, right, and how that makes you feel. So we haven't done like a full ass episode on this, but like I've obviously been an emotional eater. Like I say obviously now, but it wasn't so obvious in the past. I've been an emotional eater like all my life, right? And figuring out and understanding how much of my emotional well-being was dependent on food is like a recent thing, right? Like a recent discovery within the last few years of like, oh shit, you eat because you makes you feel happy. Oh shit, you eat because you're sad. Oh shit, you eat because and it's like, oh okay. So paying attention to that stuff led me to when I started fasting about 2 years ago, and started getting into it like heavily. I started paying attention how my body felt with when I was fasting, right? Um, but I think before I jump into that, I want to just talk about nutrition in general. Pay attention again how what you eat and how you feel. A simple thing, right? But I guess I was right in the thought pattern that I was going to, because I started paying attention of how I felt after I ate too much or I ate certain foods. Like I felt that. One thing that I noticed, and I already decided a long time ago, is like fucking carbs are the fucking devil. Like sugar is fucking like evil in any kind of fucking way, pretty much. And I realized that one time because of my awareness that I was fasting, and then my brothers fucking came over to visit, and they're like, "Oh, let's go to a fucking Korean barbecue." So I was like, "Fuck!" Like I'm gonna eat a lot, and I've been taking care of myself, this and that. My I We ate like half of a fucking cow between all of us, right? And I noticed, right, that I was like super full, like stupid ass full, but the feeling went away like 10 minutes later. And I was back to like, oh shit. And I was like, but why was that? Oh, because you didn't eat carbs. You didn't eat hella sugar. It's not like you went and you grabbed hella fucking pan and or whatever, tortillas or whatever the fuck it is. You ate a lot of meat. And the difference is that you're not creating such a fucking high sugar spike where you're feeling all like fucking down and all fucking tired, and you get sleepy and all that shit. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy that I can eat a shit ton of fucking meat,
Me.
get that feeling for a little bit, but then it goes away. And then I was like, okay, that's what I became aware of. Like, okay, well, sugar for me is like makes me feel this way. So I was like, okay, I got to continue to do that. So pay attention again, how you're eating and how that makes you feel. Dr. Huberman from the Huberman Lab podcast says just eat whole foods and then you don't have to worry about shit. Just you want to lose weight, you want to do that, you want to get rid of addictions, you want to do things when it comes to your nutrition. Just again, if you can, eat whole foods, which means like another way to think about it is like foods with one ingredient, right? Like a steak is just the fucking cow, so that has one fucking thing. About fucking an apple is just an apple and it has apple on it 100%. A banana is just one thing. Whenever you start adding, the more ingredients you fucking add, the more you're fucked, right? So I was teaching my daughters like, oh, we're gonna have oatmeal. So why are we gonna have oatmeal instead of cereal? I was like, look at this shit. Like look at all this shit in the ingredients on the cereal and look at the oatmeal. And it
But
just
like
looks like
natural,
that.
not natural,
Yeah,
plain
not
oatmeal,
plain, plain,
not the
plain. Yeah,
packet.
plain. No, 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 no,
Those
no.
motherfuckers have like sugar up the ass.
Yeah,
So just plain
yeah.
oatmeal, some honey,
Yeah,
And
honey, or I usually do a banana for them, like put oatmeal on the banana, and that's it. So now, like, you have two ingredients versus fucking 5,000 and shit like that, you know? Same thing, do
yeah.
almond milk or whatever the fuck else. Uh, but again, just go try it out for yourselves. You want to feel better, pay attention to how you eat and how that makes you feel, right? And the other part with the fasting and the resting, that goes together. Your body, from what I learned from fasting, your body is either growing or healing. That's it. That's all. Like, those are the main functions for, like, in generally speaking, it's growing or it's healing. When you're eating, it's growing. When you're fasting, it's healing because it's resting, back to rest. Your digestion is fucking resting, you know. So then your body's like, oh, we don't have to worry about fucking food right now. Oh, let's see what the fuck else is going on in the body, and let's work on that part of it, you know. So then I 1000% recommend looking into fucking fasting because, again, going back to what we also said, this three eating, five times eating a day, that's fucking capitalism. That's consumption. They just want you to fucking eat those all those times and all that shit. And that fucks you up. Like, that wasn't a normal thing that you just be sitting there fucking eating 24/7, you know? So don't be scared. Start slowly if you want to try it out. And once again, pay attention how your body feels. I feel fucking amazing when I just did a 27-hour fast like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And I literally was like, again, I'm like, oh, we're gonna eat dinner. Like, yeah. I told Celia because she did it with me as well, and was like, do we just fucking skip dinner and just like pull a fucking 30 or a 40 hour thing? And we were like, nah, just because we kind of want to eat. So we literally ate the just that a fucking, you know, we were taking dinner for the girls too. So it was just like, oh, we're just gonna eat just because we kind of want to, not necessarily because we're starving, you know. Um, so go ahead and do your research and all that stuff. But again, the resting, the healing, that it does, it takes care of everything else that's going on with your body once you're not eating. And as soon as you eat, it shifts and all its energy goes to digesting fucking food. But uh, emotionally, mentally, physically, I feel like a fucking $1 million when I'm fasting. When I'm able to go more than 24 hours, it just feels amazing. The mental clarity and everything that it does for you. So um, I definitely recommend it. Right now, I'm like 18, 19 hours into it. So I'm gonna have like lunch at 12, and then that'll be that. And try to do one meal a day, and maybe do longer ones going forward again. You know.
Oh, that's gonna be a rough one for me. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
rough
Like
one
any.
for
Yeah, like anything, right?
sure.
Like it's something new and it's something to do, and your body's so used to it, but you can get used to it after that. Now, this resting feeling, you can give it to yourself also by eating healthy and exercising. And you can get this resting. Like, your body can digest everything as you eat it based on how much you're exercising. So input, you're canceling out your body not just sitting there digesting food all the time. If you eat regularly and you exercise regularly, your body will literally soak up all the shit, use it, and then you're back to an empty stomach. But that requires you to have, then you're gonna be like, you want to eat multiple times, you gotta exercise like a motherfucker to be able to get to that stage again, you know, where you're doing those things. Um, so then there's not another thing that came to mind that I'm just remembering now. This is just what works for me. Figure out what works for you based on the shit that you try. Once again, pay attention to your body. What feels good, what doesn't feel good, how do you feel? Give it a try, give this a try, because there is no such thing as like, this diet is the best diet. This is what you need to be eating. This is what you need to be avoiding. This is that. No, do what the fuck works for you.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't there's some people, like, even the fucking the Huberman fucking doctor
Podcast.
was talking about how for him he feels better eating carbs like on dinner and like not eating carbs on breakfast. And I'm like, that would fuck me up. Like, I would do the opposite, and just doesn't feel natural for me to have a heavier dinner. But he said that's what works for him, and his body feels better like that. So, like, you know, so don't buy into this is the diet to do, this is what's gonna work for this is that. Just try whatever works for you and what's easier, you know. I would fucking be 100% fine with like having a, like, when I did keto too, I wouldn't miss like bread or pasta or anything. Like, fuck no, give me steak and vegetables with some fucking sauce, and like, I couldn't give a fuck about your bread or your potatoes or your fucking thing, you know. So keto was easier for me to do too, other than like, you know, the snacks and chips and cookies and all that shit, you know. But bread and bread and rice and all that shit. Like I don't, it does nothing. I was easy for me to do it. So figure out what works for you. Pay attention how your body feels again,
Yeah.
and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll try it one of these days.
yeah. Okay. The next thing is exercise. Right. All the all the beautiful things that exercise does for your body. You know the it's not dopamine, right? When you exercise, you do get dopamine from exercise. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's the
but
right
it's
thing. It's another one, no?
serotonin. Serotonin.
Serotonin. There you go. So you exercise, you feel good because you're getting your body to move. Our bodies are not used to sitting in a motherfucking office for 8 hours a day or driving in the fucking car for this many times a day or whatever. Our bodies wants to move naturally, and when you move, your body feels better. You're for us that are already over 30, you start losing muscle mass after 30 years old. Like one, I don't know, I forget the percentage a year. So it's important that you do lifting to counter the loss of muscle mass. It's important that we exercise for our lungs, for our heart, for our bones, for everything. And ideally, the what I've researched in the past is you want to have cardiovascular exercise and you want to have like muscle. You want to like do
Strength.
cardio, but you want to do strength training as well. Yeah, you want to do both.
Yeah,
You
both.
can't neglect either or other. And there is studies. It's not like science is very hard to say A plus B equals C, but there's a lot of studies about how the more muscle mass you have, like the longer you live for longevity. Like they just kind of like have put two and two together and look at the people that have higher muscle mass to that. So it's very important that you do it. At the same time, fuck all that and pay attention how your body feels. Right, again, a million times, that's what I'm saying over and over. Like fuck all the reasons why. Pay attention how your body feels. When you give your body the right thing, when you're doing the right thing, you're doing the movement, you're doing all that stuff, it feels good. Like you feel good. um
Yeah.
I did all this shit that I told you guys, like I for 2 years ago. Other than I think other than meditating, leaning on community and friends, and like fucking doing inner child like work or fucking working on myself, all the physical stuff I did it and I felt amazing, but I got burned out because I did everything to like a stupid ass degree. Like I was fasting, I was doing strength training Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I was running a 5K Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I was like waking up at 5 in the morning every day, and I did all that. Like, yes, I felt amazing. I lost a shit ton of weight, but eventually your body's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like this is this is to an extreme. So
Yeah.
what I'm yeah, so I'm much more mindful of like, yes, do all of this, but at a uh, you know just steady pace. Don't fucking overdo it. Don't try to do too much all at once because you're gonna fucking bounce back again. So everything, try to do it at a steady pace. Don't fucking overdo it. Don't just be like that. Because I was like neglecting even social time during those times. It's like fucking, oh shit, like my family came over, it's already 7. I'd be like, sorry, y'all gotta go to sleep because I gotta wake up at fucking 4:45 to go to the gym. Fuck y'all guys. See you guys tomorrow. Sally will stay there and I would just fucking like go to sleep because it was a priority, and like doing everything, prioritizing that over everything else. And
Mm.
I don't think necessarily it was like healthy in the long run, and that's why my body's like, yeah, this is not okay, fool. You fucking tripping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
finding it all where how it fits and how you feel. But
Yeah.
again, just try it. Find what feels good for you. I mean, it's doing one thing is better than trying to do both. If you really like strength training, do strength training. If you really like cardio. If you want to run, fucking run. If you want to play basketball, play basketball. You want to swim, swim. Whatever the fuck it is that you like, do that so that you're enjoying it and you're most likely um to stick with it. And go from
Yeah.
there.
And there are a lot of activities that um don't necessarily feel that you are
Mhm.
exercising, but they are, right? Like
Yeah.
dancing is a great way for you to do some like cardio.
Yep.
Um I'm talking more on the cardio side because I'm like strength training I don't know anything about. Um but yeah, finding like if you do like a pole dancing class like that, that's gonna be both. So finding things that are fun for you as well
Hmm.
is going to be important to implement, because sometimes we think like, oh, exercise has to be boring, like such as like playing soccer,
Yeah.
playing basketball, playing running.
Hmm.
um but yeah, finding activities that move your body. And it could uh like a double whammy. Like one of the things that we do as a family is we take walks together, right? So we take the doggos, we go like around the neighborhood, and you're not necessarily um exercising per se, but like you're still moving your body, and
Hmm.
while you are socializing with people. And even my mom, oh sorry, the friend of the friend of the friend,
Hmm.
um when she when we do go on the walks, when sometimes we do like little, you and that's also one of the things that you don't necessarily need to invest in thing. Like you can put a fucking play a YouTube video and then just exercise. And when we do that, my mom's like, "Ah, vieras que a gusto me sentí the next day." And I'm like, so then why aren't you doing it, mom? Like,
Hmm.
but like it can be simple little things that where you can move your body. And yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. And just be aware that like you're gonna feel worse before you feel better, right? Like it's gonna drain your energy before it starts giving you energy. But at some point, it's gonna start giving you energy instead of draining it away. So just roll with the thing. Obviously, like I said, don't fucking be like, oh, I haven't fucking exercised. I'm gonna get up and run a fucking 10K tomorrow. Like that. You can probably do it, but then you're not gonna fucking run ever again in the next 6 months, you know? So take it nice and steady pace, increasingly fucking doing more and more how your body feels. Rest when your body feels like you need to rest. Don't fall into this bullshit of like every day, otherwise you're a piece of shit, you know, like fucking rest whenever you want to rest and all that. Just do it nice and steady, you know, and understand that at first you're gonna feel more tired and you're gonna have to sleep better and do all those things to recuperate, but eventually you're gonna have more energy, you know. Like eventually you're gonna do that. And yeah, just again, just become aware and pay attention. Give it a try. You're not feeling good for one reason or another. Try exercising, see what that does, see how you feel, and kind of go from there, you know.
Yeah.
Um so yeah. The next thing I have is like the meditation stuff. And this, like I said, this is I've been aware and I've been doing it here and there. But through the last things I went for the last couple of months and noticing now, I've been doing it like I told you for like 2 weeks and some change in a row. It's been like I'm like, why the fuck haven't been doing this and haven't I taken it like more serious and doing it like consistently, you know? Um the 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 rest that comes from it. Because we don't understand. I think well, most people, I don't think they understand how this conversation is taking energy, how
Mhm.
thinking takes energy, how playing video games take energy, how fucking talking to people takes energy, watching TV, doing those things. You're constantly, your brain is constantly fucking working, you know. And I do my 20-minute meditation and I'm sitting there and I'm fucking breathing and that. And I always pay attention to when I'm done. When I am done and I open my eyes, I want to be still. I don't give a fuck about the phone and I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't want to like turn on the TV. I don't want to read. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do nothing. I want to just sit there. Obviously, sometimes I don't have that luxury of just sitting there and not doing anything. So I notice right away when I pick up the phone, when I have to go pick up the girls or if I can start a conversation, how I'm like the brain is like "Vuh." They're like here we go again. It's like you fucking turn on the car and it's like here we go again doing the shit, you know, like having to go through everything. But it's been really amazing for the rest to actually truly rest. And there's different meditations that you can do. Like if you try yoga nidra, Yoga nidra is like non-sleep deep rest. So there's like hour 2 hour long videos where they just like lay down and just sit there and listen to us, and you're doing body scanning, breath work, fucking all those things, but you're not actually sleeping. You're just sitting there doing that. And like that helps you kind of actually feel like, oh, I'm resting. Like when I was going through the sleeping issues, I was like, it's not okay for actually me to sleep the whole day, but I did that too. Like I did that a couple times where I was like, let me get some deep rest without sleeping, and I did that, and it feels good, and
Mhm.
drops your blood pressure, gives you more self awareness, but then gives you the ability to um, work on whatever you need to work on. You process emotions because you slow down, is all that, Like I don't know how to visually explain it, but like I said, the our brain is like constantly fucking working. Mia, can you go to the other side of the Mia? Go to the over there. I can hear the music, baby. Take the charger with you. Um, our brain is constantly, I feel like, working and putting shit together and like firing off all the fucking time and all that. So when you stop doing that, you get clarity. You're able to process and pay attention to your thoughts and be like, I'm thinking about this. Okay, then this is what I have to maybe work on. Like I remember I'm sitting there and like meditating, and my brain just starts like thinking again or trying to problem solve, and then it's like become aware of it and try to get back to the breath, become aware of it, make a note if you want, and then go back to the breath and all that. And it's just like amazing, and I just feel really good. And now I've learned um, to use it as a way to work on my nervous system. Like it did help me become aware of like, oh, you're stressed out, like you're stressed out, like because of the 2 weeks meditation, I become aware of like how I'm so used to always like being, my nervous system is always still going, and how I'm anxious and how I'm like having a lot of negative self-talk and a lot of like catastrophizing and all those things are still going on. So like because of that, because it's like, oh shit, this makes me feel fucking amazing. Okay, maybe I should do this more, or what the fuck is going on? It's like, oh, it's because I was tripping because I was creating scenarios, or like I was doing this and I was that. Okay, so now it's like take a deep breath, do the meditating, do the thing. So it's uh it's definitely very important now, because it's like the mental rest and the beauty that you get, um how just nice life feels by slowing down and doing all that. So I just
Mhm.
definitely recommend that you try it, and give it a shot, and again see how it makes you feel. And that's what I've been doing. I keep saying that because I'm like, this fucking feels amazing. I need to do more of that. you know
Yeah.
like it feels really good, and that's it. And start you can do, if you, mindfulness is like doing shit while you're aware of it, right? Do things,
Mm.
become aware of it. That's it. So
Yeah.
you can meditate while you take a deep breath. If you become aware of a deep breath, you can meditate by cooking, by doing dishes, by going on a walk. Becoming fully aware of what you're doing, you only are focused on the one thing that you're doing. You enjoy your meals more. You can do mindful eating and enjoy your meals more because you're aware and you're savoring, you're tasting every single bite that you take, and you become aware. And your brain's not fucking like processing a million fucking things. It's like, let me just fucking enjoy the shit out of this fucking sandwich, or out of this meal. And that you're fully aware of it, and then you just become used to doing more and more of that, where you're living in the present moment and you're not fucking scattered all over the place in the past or in the future, or worrying about things.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend it. There's many different ways. Just go ahead and look it up. Figure it out, which one works for you. Body scan, breath work. There's some where they want you to like imagine things. That didn't work for me. There is yoga nidra. There's fucking tai chi with some movement and some shit, which I thought was also badass, and I can probably do that now that I remember. Like I did it in my living room a couple times, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. It felt
Mhm.
really relaxing and shit, especially after a good exercise. But yeah, same thing. Pay attention, give it a shot, see how it feels, and if it feels good, continue to do it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is that all we have?
No, the next one is like community and relationships, which also, as you know, it's been one of my biggest growths, and it's made a world of a difference in my life. And over the last couple of weeks, of like, you're struggling, talk about it. You're struggling, talk about it. Like, it's okay. Lean in people, talk to people, try to process with conversations, try to get the love that you need, that you want, by having those people around. So I know this is like a little bit more, it is a little bit more complicated, because then we're talking about, it's not as simple as like drink water, fucking eat properly, and go to sleep. Like, this requires you to, um, if you have some trauma or you have some shit in the past, to like be okay with becoming vulnerable and talking to people in front of people and getting the right thing, because a lot of the times we don't say shit because nobody did anything when we shared, or they shamed us, or they told us this was taboo, or whatever the fuck it is. So then we never talked about it. Um, so you have to relearn how to lean on people and be okay with, like, hey, I'm struggling with this. I'm sad about this. This is bringing me anxiety. This is stressing me out, and all that. And it's simple, and I think we all have it. It's something that it's natural to us, and then it just gets fucking chopped off, and it gets taken away from us at some point in our lives. And then we think that we isolate because we're just introverts or whatever the fuck. But we all have this. We all need to have social connect. It's literally like we're social fucking creatures, and we need to have this connection with people. And
Yeah,
then that
we
is
are.
important.
We're literally wired for that. We need community to survive. Like
Mhm.
we look at many species where like the mom gives birth, and then within a few hours the creature is already like eating on their own, walking on their own, like doing their own thing. Whereas like for us, we need community. It is literally our survival is dependent on community.
Mhm.
um People die from depression if you don't care for or touch a baby. um it will die. That's why I'm like, I people that are like so advert to touch, they're like, some people don't like to be touched. They're like, oh, I'm just like that. I don't know that I this might be a hot take, but like I don't necessarily agree with they are just like that. I
Yeah.
believe maybe something happened to them where they
Mhm.
became like that. But I this part of like I just don't like touch because that's just who I am. I'm like, but you required it at some point. You needed it at some point. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Um, because if I give birth and I just leave this baby here and I let's say I like just
Feed it.
eat it from here, not touch it. I mean, to change their diaper, I literally have to touch them. But if I like still gave it the least amount of touch, and then I have this other baby where I'm constantly um touching them and engaging with them, like um breastfeeding, that is where the first place where attachment is created. Oxytocin, which is the attachment hormone, you release some of that when you the moment you're breastfeeding. So like, and that requires like touch, right? So like, again, we need each other, y'all. We need each other. So when people are like, I don't need nobody. mm,
Yeah. But it's
mm,
that, again, everything goes back to motherfucking capitalism and the belief that is you by yourself and you against the world, and you need to do more. You failed because of you. You sort of fucking made it because of you, and all this shit. And it's like, nah, fuck that. Like, we need people. And if you're honest with yourself, you wouldn't fucking survive. You wouldn't be where you're at, as successful as you are, as where you think where you are. No matter what the fuck it is, you wouldn't be here with other people.
and
Like, we
people are like,
need each
I'm
other.
self-made. I'm like,
Nah, bitch.
the
Like,
fuck you mean?
literally two people had to fuck to have you. How the fuck are you self-made? Like, literally two people had to combine to fucking make your ass. How the fuck does that happen? You didn't fucking, we're just born out of fucking nowhere.
Thin air,
Even at
yeah.
that basic thing, like the nurse that gave you the first fucking shot, you wouldn't have been there with, you wouldn't be here without the fucking shot of that nurse. So like, shut the fuck up
Yes.
with all this like self-made stuff. Um
Yes.
But yes, that's true. I hadn't thought about it as community in the way of like the touch and all that stuff. And like I said, it's kind of like weird to, I don't know, a little bit insecure about talking about it. But like, yeah, I'm also learning that too. You know,
Yeah.
like paying attention to like hugging my girls. And like recently I've been, Aliyah was sick, which is my youngest daughter. She was sick, so she didn't go to school for like 3 days, and I got to spend time with her. Like I took her for my walks. She was obviously sick, so like we were laying down and I'm watching TV, and she's like on the phone or some shit, and she's just hugging me and the things. And I was like, oh, again, this feels good. Do more of this. You know, spend more
Yeah.
time with this. This feels good. This makes you feel happy. This makes you feel relaxed. It makes you feel peaceful. Do more of that. You know,
Yeah.
do more of that part of it. But yeah, just we can this one's a little bit more, there's a lot more depth to it, and we can spend a lot to it, but lean on people, and build those relationships yourself. Like I always believe, like like the thing of like you want to hug, give a fucking hug. You want to build deeper connections with people, like reach out and build those through
Yeah.
harder conversations, through being vulnerable with them and all that. And most people will show up for you, and if they don't know how to show up for you, that has nothing to do with you. Just be like, oh, unfortunately this person in my life doesn't know what to do with this yet, and didn't really help me, felt rejecting or whatever. Okay, that has nothing to do with me, that has to do with them. Let me go ahead and try again with somebody else and see how this person reacts.
Yes.
Yep. So the
Yes.
last thing is the, which is even more harder than this, is like, how do you show up for yourself? How do you self-soothe? How do you do some inner child healing? How do you do that? Like that's the bread and butter and the harder thing, that it's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of skill for you to learn. It takes a lot of like being vulnerable. It takes a lot of like, willing to learn and go there and go to your traumas and go to the shit and all that. But like that's also like very rewarding, and it helps out a lot. And
Yeah.
that's why, like, it's towards the end, but being able to show up for yourself the very first time, or maybe not the very first time, but the first time that I noticed it, I went to a concert, and I have like this social anxiety of like big groups for, um like, it just fucked me up to have big groups. And I was there, and I remember I usually wear shorts all the time, and like I rubbed my leg, and I told myself, it's okay, you're gonna be okay. You had this in the past, you've already worked at it, you talking about it and like that. So I showed up for myself and for my inner child in that moment, like, be like, it's okay, we're safe, I'm here with you, your wife and your cousin are here, you're gonna be okay. And if you're not okay, then they're still gonna be here, and like, that's fine. And it helped me. And then my I did that. My cousin asked me, oh, how are you with your social thing of groups, like, are you chilling now? And I was like, no, I'm actually like a little bit stressed out. And when I literally, she asked me, and the fact that I told her, she told me this like in the halfway point of the concert, there was like a little break, and I enjoyed the shit out of the second half, because I felt, like, understood, and like the fact that she cared enough to remember to ask me, and that I was vulnerable enough to be that after I did some self soothing, it's like, oh, I was much more relaxed the whole second half of it.
Yeah.
So constantly doing that now, it's like, because of the self awareness of the nervous system, I can feel it triggering now, and it's like, hey, we're okay. I know you're scared of this. It's okay. We'll figure this out. And a deep, this together with like a deep breath, and it's like, I'm back to like myself. Be able to put that put that shit there. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a little bit more elaborate, and it takes more effort, and you're gonna require maybe a lot of meditation, a lot of conversations, so some therapy, and all those things to be able to work on that and to learn that skill. It's
Yeah.
not it's not a hard skill to understand per se, but to do, it takes a lot of work, a lot of emotional willingness to go back and deal with all those things and accept those things and all that. But that is, once you take care of all the other ones, you're gonna be able to do this. You're gonna be ready and be like willing to like put it all together, most likely, to be like, okay, I slept, I fucking drink water, I eat, I'm exercising, but there's still something off. I'll be like, okay, let's try this one. you know let's go to here. And not vice versa. Try to be like, there's something extra, and like, let me run harder. I'm like, that's not gonna fucking fix it. Let me lift another 20 more pounds. Like, no, it's not gonna fix it. Let me sleep another 2 hours. Like, it's not gonna fix it. at some point you can't avoid it, and the true growth is gonna come from this part of your healing and inner child work.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, just remember in conclusion, these are seem very simple things to do, and just I would say, just from experience, as a little bit piece of advice, just take it easy. Don't fucking be like, I'm gonna eat only raw vegetables and fucking run tomorrow and fucking sleep this much and fucking drink a gallon of water and fucking I'm gonna go talk to everybody at once. Like, don't fucking do all that shit, because you're gonna it's gonna work. It's gonna work, but eventually
We
your
ain't gonna
body's like, "The fuck are you doing?" Like, that's too much
yeah.
change too quickly.
Yeah.
And just do it easy, and yeah, nice and slowly, and you'll get there and you'll feel better.
You'll get
Um,
there.
but yeah, so yeah, I also remember we're we're here for you. If you ever need any help, message, reach out. Let us know if you're also listening to the podcast. It feels very good when somebody makes a comment about it and it's like, oh shit, somebody's actually listening and paying attention and it's helping them and it's doing that. So give us some feedback. Don't be shy. Leave a comment or just a like or some
Let
shit.
us
If you're
know.
let us know you're watching. It feels good to get that feedback. But yeah, as always, like Norma's a therapist. I'm
I know.
whatever the fuck you want to call me, not a licensed therapist, but I'm here to help. um I just haven't found
Okay.
a fucking I don't haven't found like something that I feel comfortable with calling myself that. So I'm here. I'm just here. You fucking need me, I'm just here. Fuck the title.
I'm
Like,
just here.
yeah. So yeah, you're not alone, and reach out for help, and you can always count on us too, and other people to go from there. But all right, hope you guys have a good one. Take care of yourselves.
And
Gotta let go of
remember,
another row.
we haven't said that. Did
you
you
know
said it?
yeah, go ahead and say it. I just said it, but we talked over it. But that's right, we haven't said our little.
We have not said it in a minute.
Yeah.
But we're see like the crystals are aligning because we thought about it at the same time. They're
Yeah.
recharged. Um, you gotta let go in order to grow.
Peace.